All right, so I'm here checking out the Tank 500 from Great Wall. And let's start from the top there. So we can see a radar sensor up there, and then you come down to the windshield. On the windshield, you have some cameras for sensors, rain sensing wipers, safety, that kind of thing. And then you have your wipers, which you can see from the front of the car. And we come down to the bonnet area. So the bonnet, the middle part is completely flat, and as you go to the edges, it rises and then drops again on the edge, and then to the extreme edge you have another curvature here. So that's the design they're going for. And when you come down to the grill area, so the grill starts way up with this aluminum trim. It's a complete assembly, but it goes all the way down to the grill and then also to the badging area. And being a hybrid, you can see a radiator in there, and you got a huge badge here. And then you have a camera right beneath the badging, and then you have a sensor right here as well. And as you can see, it has this huge grill, and it's a whole assembly. And there's aluminum shiny design, chrome design, and then you come down to your front bumper. And on the bumper is where you have the number installation area. As you can see, it's the 500 version. And you go down, you can see it has very good clearance, sporting some very nice off-road tires. And you got your proximity sensors on the front bumper as well. Let's look at the lighting department. So here you have daytime running light bar, and then you have your high beam, low beam, and then you have your turn signals and auxiliary lighting down there. And then here you have some fog lights as well. So looking really tough. So let me step back a little so you can see the height of the car. And let's look at the suspension department. So if you look in there, it's not a suspension. Obviously, this setup is better for off-roading, but you can see the clearance between the tire and the body, very high, just suggesting that this car is off-road ready. And then with a touch of luxury, you have some nice solid carpet material here to help with the sound deadening. And we come down here, and this one is sporting 265/60 rim 18 tires from Cooper. Very nice solid rim style, kind of Jeep style rim. It's got some 6 nuts holding the tire in place, obviously for this kind of car to give it some strength. And if I just step back, we can see the full size and full scale of the car, kind of like Land Cruiser ish design. And we go down here, we have a camera here, a camera there, a camera underneath the rear view mirror, and you get your blue illumination to indicate autonomous driving, just like it's on many Chinese cars now. And then here you have runners here that will help to get in the car way easier. And then up here you got your wide rear view mirror, and then in there you have your indicator for blind spot monitoring. So we'll go around the car before we come to the interior. It doesn't have the pop out style door handles. It has regular door handles. Being a hybrid, aerodynamics is not the most important thing here. It's about how you feel and the functionality. So we go on to the rear door, and as you can see, the window area is all blacked out from factory. So you don't need to do that aftermarket. We come down to the tire department on the rear, and it's also sporting 265/60 rim 18 tires, same as the front. And then you got your space in there, the clearance here is very good. And then you got your filler cup. The electric only range is about 100 kilometers, but I'll put the specific details on the screen. And if we look down here, there's a nice touch here, this nice lip to help with stopping mud and debris from hitting the back of the car. And if we step back a little, there's a nice chrome trim going all around the window, all around it from the back to the front. And if we look here, you got your rear brake light assembly. So It's two parts. You get a top part and the lower part, and then in the middle you have that autonomous driving light, all in one complete assembly. And if I just step back a little, we can see how the rear looks like. On top here you have an antenna, and here you have two cameras. And it's interesting that it's not placed in the middle, it's a little skewed to the side. And then over here you have a rear brake light bar, and then you have a wiper hiding behind the rear spare tire. And then you have the windows blacked out from factory, so you don't have to do it aftermarket as well. You got your spare tire here, and integrated in the middle is a camera. You got your door handle here, which you press to open, and it's soft closed doors. Being very heavy, they've given it soft closed doors. And then you have your number plate placement area, kind of like what you had on the Land Cruisers of old. You got your GWM Great Wall Motors Tank badge in here, and you get a number plate placement area. And as you can see, it's indicated that you can't step on this area because you get lighting and some electronics going on there. And on the rear you have a reflector here integrated in. There is some fog lights, and then you got your proximity sensors on the rear bumper. You go on to the right, you can see your Hi4T engine technology that they're using, and then your 500 here as well. So if we go to the right hand side, this is going to be where you charge. The other side was the filler cap, and this side is for your fast and slow charging ports. So you use which one works for you. So if I step back, we can see it properly with the sun on this side of the car. So this side is basically going to be the same as the other side. So let's move on to the interior. So starting from the boot, you press that to open it. It opens like a regular house door, obviously for this kind of car. And the window, unlike the Land Cruisers, the window is not opened separately. It opens completely with a door. And then we look at how wide it is. So to open this boot, you need a lot of space, because I would say it's about 1.5 meters approximately width. And then we go on to the interior. So you don't have any false floor, because you get your batteries set underneath this trunk area, so you can't even lift it. But let's look at what we have here. So we have a 220 AC socket here for charging high powered appliances. You get speaker grill in there, and then you get some electronics hiding in there, and you got your charging cables in this special bag. And then on the left hand side, you just have your plastic interior. The seats can lie, you can collapse the seats, but as you can see, it has a tiny little lip there, but that shouldn't be a problem if you are going to load up long items. You can support this lower part with some other items. So with the seats collapsed, that's what you're gonna have. And you can see how much space it is. You can actually fit a deep freezer here if it's not too high. So that's really cool. But to get those seats down, you need these levers to do that. You can't do it electronically like on some other cars. So, and up here you have your lighting for the boot. So all looking very conventional, nothing really special here. But you also have some tie down hooks here on the almost the rear of the boot, so that's going to allow you to tie down some things. And then you have these hydraulics here due to the heavy door to aid you when you're shutting the door. And if you get some pockets here, storage pockets here, and interestingly they're lined with felt, so if you drop things here, have things here, they're not going to rattle about. You can just drop some shoes or things that you want to stuck in there, and it should be fine. And to help shut the door, there is this handle area here you can hold and pull to help with shutting the door. Let's shut this door. Soft closed doors, and you go all the way, and then it shuts automatically. Let's get in the rear door. So to open it, it's just conventional. I will pull it open, and then it opens, I would say, up to about 65-70 degrees. And let's look at the door itself. So you have your windows, which are double glazed. It's not going to allow noise from outside the cabin. And you also have these nets, these shades here in a net form, which are manually controlled, so it's going to make it easy for you to prevent the sun from hitting you. That's if you want, and if you don't want it, you just pull it down. Then you have some nice leatherette here. Not sure if it's leatherette or Napa leather, but it has some soft padding to it. Got some very nice straight stitching here. You got your door handle here, very conventional door handle. I like that better than the ones you press. Obviously, it is an off-road vehicle, so that's a nice touch. Got this aluminum speaker grill here. Got some nice wood trim here around the button for raising and lowering your window. And everywhere you touch is just some nice feeling leather, and you get some nice stitching detail here as well. And when we go down to the door pockets, so this upper part is soft and this lower part is plasticky, but you have a speaker grill integrated there, and in the door pockets you get it lined with felt, so things will not rattle about and annoy the passengers. So that's a really nice touch. And I also like that they integrated lighting here for safety to notify anyone who's coming from behind that the door is open. And then we can see the opening is not that wide, but it's just wide enough to allow for passenger to step in the vehicle, so that's nice. And we look at the seat configuration, so it has some very nice leather here and nice design, I would say, with the stitching. Perforated seats, so you have cooled and ventilated on all four seats. Only the middle seat doesn't have that, but you can see the headrest has some very wide headrest, and it's airplane style headrest, so you can actually move them to support your head, so you can keep your head in position when you're dozing off while the car is in motion. You got isofix anchor points clearly indicated, and you just lift here a little bit and you can just snap it in there, so that's cool. And I like how the seatbelt hooks are protruding, but they are not in the way, so it's going to be easy to hook up. And if we look at the floor, even though it's a hybrid with an engine, it's not completely flat, but the ridge there is almost non-existent. So let me just step in the car, and to step in you have this handle here to help you to get in the car easily. And as you can see, at 183 centimeters height, I have more than enough room, and there's still enough space to put my feet under the driver's seat, even though it's lowered. And if you look at the passenger seat, it's raised even higher, and so there's even more space there. So I configured that front seat to my driving position at this height, and you can see how much space I have. And if I look at the headroom, you can see I got considerably good amount of headroom as well. And then you got some pockets here for storing bits and pieces. Got a wood trim here. Unlike other Chinese cars, I will have a table either behind both front seats or behind the passenger seat in most cars. This one doesn't have anything like that, but that's still doable. And if we look here, you got physical air vents which you can open and close, and it's gonna push some good air out, I believe, because they look very spacious. And down here I like that they have buttons, so you have the cool seats 1, 2, 3, and they are physical buttons, and to go to heater seats you toggle up, so that's nice. So that's for the left passenger and the right passenger. And then you have your temperature control, your fan speed, and these are all rotors as well. You can also put it on automatic. I can feel the air coming out now. And then you can also turn on your mode, the direction of the wind, so that's nice. And right below that you have Type-C charging ports. This one doesn't have an indication how fast, but this one is a 60-watt wired charging, so that's nice. And then you got a 12-volt socket here. And when you look up here, we have a grab handle here, and we have a physical button to turn on the rear light for the passenger. You have a microphone here. You got airbag indicated here, and on the C pillar and on the B pillar, airbags all around. And if we look from the back, this is what we're seeing. You also have some sensors here, one there, to monitor what's going on with the rear passengers. And you also have a floating screen which you can activate using voice control. Or if I pull down this center armrest area, You can activate it here as well. I'll show you in a second, but let's look at the storage here. So you got extra storage beneath this armrest area lined with felt. You can drop your phone, wallet, and bits and pieces in there. And you also get an area here for resting your phone. It's not wireless charging, but it's a pad where you can rest your phone. And then we come down to the screen. So with this screen, I can activate the TV, the floating screen in the roof. So I press that, and then we can see the screen descending, and it comes down to this screen, which is of a very nice size and is very crisp as well. And let's look at the functionality here. So you have your settings buttons here, you got volume here, you got the seat cooling, ventilated, you got your movie app, you got music apps, and you got your Wi-Fi and source connection, that kind of thing. You have a market here, and you can populate your apps here as well. You already downloaded apps, and you also have some games here, and you can also control the temperature. So yes, that is a very nice crisp screen. So rear passengers will also be adequately entertained in this car. And to get the screen back up, you just press that and confirm, and you can see going back electronically. It shuts off and then it goes back into the roof, looking very nice. So that is the purpose of the one purpose of this screen. And then you can also do lots of controls here as well. Obviously heated seats, you can also see the navigation, music, that kind of thing. And then here you have in front, you have your cup holder, so you press to reveal that, and then you just push to lock it up. And it has this nice wood trim here. To get it back, you just pull it manually, and then it snaps back in place. Let's check out the front passenger seat. So we open the door. It opens up to about 80 degrees, I would say. And the door is not too wide like other cars. It's just, I would say, the right amount of size. And then you get a soft material here, and right below is this nice wood trim. And then you get some ambient lighting indicator here. That tiny strip, that's the ambient lighting. The configuration is similar to what we showed earlier, with some nice stitching, and then it's lined with felt as well, so that's nice. And then the opening here is so wide, and on the seats you can see the regular forward, backrest, recline, forward, that kind of thing. And then you look at the interior. So to get in, you also have this grab handle here to help you get in the car because it's quite high. So let's just get in the seat and see what the front passenger will experience. So sitting here, you get an air vent here, which is controlled manually. You got an airbag indicator up there, and you also have your sun visor with a vanity mirror. The mirror is kind of small though, but it works. But it's just, I just thought that with this size of car, it will be a little bigger, like it's in other cars. You got another grab handle here for when you're off-roading, and then you have a microphone inlet there. And if we come down here, you have piano black material on the top, and then this whole area stretching all the way to the other side is this wood material, which looks nice. And then down here, it's not lined with felt or any soft material, it's mostly plastic. But when you open the glove box, it's all lined with felt, and I would say it's quite big as well. Size is good enough for storing lots of stuff, and things will not rattle about because it's kind of lined with felt. And if I just shut the door, so this is what the passenger is seeing right in front of them. So let's go on to the driver's seat. So the driver's door configuration is basically the same, with just extra buttons, obviously, for the driver to control child lock, changing the settings of the driving mirrors, and then 4 buttons for controlling the windows. And it has the same wide opening. So if you look on the seat, you have the lumbar support buttons, seat forward, back, all those buttons functions. And then you can see the seat has some nice design as well. And unlike the passenger seat, which doesn't have it, the driver's seat has integrated speakers, and so the driver can follow the navigation, can have the navigation sent to the driver whilst they're driving. And that's really neat. So when other passengers are sleeping, they are not going to be bothered. We got very nice design set in the car. So let me just start from the top. So you can see there is no complete panoramic roof because of that rear screen, but the driver and the front passenger have this small screen here which you can move the shade back and also open it. So you can open it completely, and you can also push this button to shut it. You have to hold it to shut it, so you can have that. And then up here you have the buttons that I just used to control the roof. And then you have interior lighting. You got SOS button in the middle, and then you got a glasses holder here, which looks nice. I like this whole design. It's not too cluttered, but it's just right combination of colors, dark colors, and the beige that this is going for. Same sun visor thing is going on here, and with the small screen. Again, I would wish that they were bigger, but they have lighting to light up your face, so that's nice. And then we come to the dash area. So the dash is almost completely flat, and so it's going to be easy to look out of the car to the front. You got your HUD coming out from here, and if you look up there, you can see the HUD display there. And we come on to the side. You got your air vents here. You got the wood trim going on. You got a button here for opening the filler cap. You got anti-skid control. You can switch it off, and a hill descent, you can activate it here as well. And then we go on to the screen behind the behind the steering wheel, and it has night vision, which is being displayed here right now, telling you that it has that functionality. You got all the information that the driver will need: seat belt, parking brake, oil, engine condition, distance, kilometers, RPMs, the battery range left. So 72 kilometers left on battery, and the fuel will indicate once you are on the way. Let's work our way here. So you have the center armrest area, which is not adjustable, but it's just the right height for your hand to be placed there. And to open it, you just press this. It's a double split door system, and you can place things here. And beneath it is a refrigerator. It's not the biggest I've seen, but it cools really well, and it goes all the way up to about minus 15 degrees, so you can keep things really cold in there. And to close it, you just push that. And then here you got two cup holders, conventional two cup holders, but I like what has been done here. So this left one is a deeper one, and this one is a shallow one. So this will be good for bottles, and this will be good for cup drinks. And they've got these grips here to hold things in place so they will not rattle about. And I like that you have physical buttons here for a lot of functionality. So if I push here, you have your heated seats which are activated, and if I push down, you have your ventilated seats. So that's nice for both the driver and the passenger. So you don't need to do that on the screen. You can do that on the screen, but you can just do it here. You have this one to switch from EV to HEV. You have your parking brake. You have some other settings with these two buttons. I'm not sure what they are for. And then here you have, unlike other versions, you have the front. You can lock the front differentials, but this one only has for the rear. And then you have other functions as well. And here I like that you have this mode selector here. So it's just a toggle with this button here, and here you can toggle between all-wheel drive and 4L. And here you have two 50-watt wireless charging pads which are ventilated to prevent overheating of your phone. And if you look here, a lot more buttons going on. So in the middle here you have your hazard button, which I believe is the right place to put it. You have your AC buttons, on and off, automatic, AC, fan speed, low, high. You got your mode, you got your air circulation, heated mirrors both front and back, and then you have your power button here. And I like that they have this sort of Bentley S-class of clock So you can use a conventional digital clocks, but you also have a touch of luxury here. That's neat. And then we come to the center screen. So the center screen is not too big. I would say it's about iPad 16-17 size. I'll try to put a screen size on the screen, but you can see even through the camera how crisp this is. And this is not surprising because it's something that's normal with Chinese cars nowadays. Very clear screens, and you can see the radar sensors working there. You can see what's going on around you. So you can do your car settings here. Lots of settings with symbols to help you find things quicker. You got your ventilation here. So obviously you have the manual, so you can do it, but it shows you the wind direction, where the wind is coming from. You can do all your climate stuff here. You can do your seats, ventilated seats, and all that kind of thing on the screen. You got the fan speed. You got your phone connectivity. You got your 360 camera. They look clear as well. You got your power information. You got your populated apps. This one populates your apps. And then you go on to climate on the other side, and the window and volume and that kind of thing. And on the top here you have your connectivity indicator. So you have your phone, shows phone is connected, your 360 camera, notification, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, 5G, time. So lots of details here. And you can see the rear view mirror is a camera as well. So one of the cameras in the back sends feed to this rear view screen. So it's not the biggest I've seen. I would have wished that it's a little bigger again, but well, they know what they're doing. They know the reasons why. I just wish that it would be a little bigger. Now let's look at the steering wheel. So it's a very nice size steering wheel, and I like that it's round, but it's not too big too, so it's easy for the driver to handle. You got some paddles here to change gears, and then you got your lever here to control your turn signals, and they also double as wiper indicators here. And then also here you have your gear lever, so Mercedes style gear lever as it is on many cars nowadays. And we look at the steering wheel again, and it's round like I already mentioned, comfortable to hold with some very nice leather. In the middle you got this round horn button here with some nice stitching around it. And on the left hand side you can have a button here to control your cruise control, your distance, adaptive cruise control. You have voice activation to cut the cruise control. You got a favorites button, and on the right hand side you have a return button could set up to populate your widgets, and then to mute your music, your sound. You got a button here for calling and cutting your call, and you got these navigation buttons here. So, and you got a tank badging in the middle. So overall, a very nice interior, I would say. You also got a button here to electronically adjust the steering wheel for reach and height. So that's a really nice touch to it. You don't have to do it manually.
Beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul, good karma is a must. Still my shooter in the cut. I was stuck inside a rut. Played the game, made bank, move G. Anything to get a buck. You won't find me in the club. I'm in the lab trying to sharpen up the sword. Swinging blades at these scrubs. Bitches flock like bugs to the light. Getting right. Treat my hoes like these raps. I don't really got a type. Off top, bullshitting. All I needed was a mic. Yeah. Hey, pass the rock, it's all butter. Pack your bags and take flight. Don't worry, it's all covered. Hey, live your life while you can. Our days are all numbered. Rain could cause thunder, but the sun comes after, clearing up the disaster. Isn't it lovely? I ain't looking back and focus on what's in front.
Alright guys, so thank you so much for sticking around. I'm truly grateful. I hope you found this review useful. It was just an aesthetic walk around review of this car. If you did like the video, don't forget to support the channel by clicking the like button and also subscribing to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I post new videos. Till I see you in the next video guys, ride legal, ride safe always. Peace and I'm out.
To be the guy that I was dying to be. Still I got some trust issues, people lie through their teeth. The more I grew, the more they hide in the crease. Squad building.